You're delusional if you think that this person is the only person out there for you. Get some logic in your head. The numbers speak for themselves. Alright. Hi. If you don't know me, my name is Emma. And if you do know me, welcome back. Today, I thought I would talk about something that I went through a long time ago, and I could not find any information to help me on it because there was none out there, at least that I could find. And that really frustrated me. You know, in the society we live in, we're always able to access information. So when you aren't able to access information that you so desperately need in that moment, it really fucking sucks and it's annoying. So here I am to tell you why it really hurts you for you to be the one breaking up with someone. Every time I looked this up on Google, it was always saying like, oh, why it hurts so much to be broken up with, yada yada. I'm like, no bitch, I broke up with the person, yet I'm in pain. What the fuck is wrong? After months of, thinking about it and kind of, honestly, not even months, just going through the process of it, and writing a piano song about it. I gotta process my emotions. After doing all of that, I have my list. I love my lists. So we're gonna talk about it. And if you're watching this video, I bet my bottom dollar, is that a phrase? Yeah, it's a phrase. I just made it a phrase. I bet my bottom dollar that you are in pain right now, or you're going through the same thing I was going through, and that really sucks. It does, and I you know what I'm trying to say. I empathize with you. Yes, that's correct. I'm here to validate your feelings and let you know why it hurts. And also I want to talk about the assumptions that people made, that friends, that family, even myself made when I did break up with this person. Also, do you guys like the new setup? I mean, it's kind of a vibe. I love it. The night makes me feel so calm, and I was gonna film this earlier in the day, but then something led me against it, and then I went in the hot tub and I came out. I was like, oh my god, I feel so much more inspired at night. It's such a vibe, Oh, I'm so happy. And I got my cucumber and lemon water. Starting off with the assumptions that people made when I broke up with this person. The number one thing that people assumed was that I wanted to get back with them, because when I broke up with this person, I'm gonna call him let's just call him Blue. Yeah, okay, let's call him Blue. So when I broke up with Blue, I was a fucking wreck. I was a wreck for a week. I get over things fast, but but anyways, that's besides the point. People thought that I wanted to get back together with him because I was feeling so emotional. And then because everyone was saying oh, are you sure? Did you regret your decision? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, did I? Is it normal for me to feel this way, even though I was the one that ended things? And that led to so much internal confusion. It was just a whole fog, a whole mess, and I didn't know what part of my brain was right and which part was just coming up with little fantasies, which leads me to my first point of why it hurts. And that is because your brain will replay on repeat, the little son of a bitch, all of the happy memories. Forget all the red flags. Forget all the things that you didn't like about this person. Forget all of those reasons why you even broke up with them in the first place. Your brain will only think of the positive. If only it could be like that all the time, am I right? I'm talking about when they made you feel the most special, the most loved, that time that you looked in each other's eyes and just felt such a connection, the first time you said I love you, little dates you had, sweet little stuff. Your brain is cycling those sons of bitches over and over and over and over and over. It's so annoying. And then because of that, it makes you question, oh my gosh, this was actually such a great relationship. This was such a great person. Why did I let them go? Don't you forget the reasons why. You obviously broke up with this person, so there's obviously a reason why you did it. Logic. That brings me kind of to the second point, and it has to do with the brain again. I love talking about the brain. It's so much fun to me. Oh my gosh, when I just sipped my water, it sounded like I farted, but I promise that was like me sipping my water. The brain's worst enemy ever is change. It despises change. That's why humans hate like unpredictability, because we don't know what happens next. And you have to understand that whatever you're doing right now, even if you're unhappy, your brain and your body registers that you're alive. So therefore, whatever you're doing right now is keeping you alive. So then we should keep doing that. But no. Your brain doesn't, oh my god, I'm saying brain, like the word brain, so much. Your mind just wants to protect the body. It wants to keep the organism alive and steady and healthy. So if you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna flip my world upside down and get rid of a person that was a day-to-day consistency and everything's gonna be fine. No, that's not how it works. You can't just like completely change how you're living and not expect there to be some backlash. So painful for you because you were the one that caused this change. So your mind's freaking the fuck out right now. It's like, whoa, what is going on? What are you doing right now? It thinks you're a freaking psychopath. But you're not. You're okay. You're fine. Most likely. I mean, I don't know you. Are you fine? This brings me to my third point, and that is the heart versus the head. This brings back emotion. I can remember exactly how it felt to go through this, and it's crazy because it was probably like 9 months ago, like 9 months ago. You just like, you can forget what people said to you, but you will never forget how they made you feel. And I can look back on pictures just like of times during my life, and I know exactly where I was at mentally, emotionally. Like, I can remember how I felt. So when I was going through this breakup that I initiated, my heart and my head were saying completely different things. Like, the emotion and logic was not working together. On one end, my heart was saying, you know, it was like replaying all the happy memories and like, you should like get back with him so then you can get back to that stability, that comfort, that routine, which we're gonna get into that in a little bit. And then my head was saying, no, like, you have a list. I literally had a full page of reasons why I didn't want to be with him anymore. You have this whole thing. There is a good reason why you don't want to be with this person anymore. Those were really arguing with each other, and people always say, listen to your heart and like, listen to your feelings. But girl, I disagree. I don't think that you should ever listen to your emotions when you are in a highly emotional state. That is probably the worst thing that you can do. When you're in an emotional state, you're not thinking logically, you're not thinking rationally. You're gonna, like, oh my god, I just remember, I texted him that night and I told him, like, hey, I think I made a mistake. I did not make a mistake. But in my highly emotional state of being, I acted highly emotional. Well, that's logical. Once you calm down and let the roller coaster just like go on the downside, that is when you can start reflecting using your heart and your head. But when you're going through the pain and you're going through the motions, you know, of a breakup, do not, and I repeat, do not take immediate action. Give yourself a couple days, even just like a day or two, to really think, do I want to be with this person? Do we have the same values? Do we have the same belief systems? Do they fulfill the qualities that I want in a partner? A little activity you can do. Take out a notebook, take out a piece of paper, and write down everything you fucking hate. Okay, that's a strong word. Dislike or hate about this person. That's what I did. It's in my sentimental box in my closet. Oh, that was like a little witch cackle. Oh, so cool. Love that for me. But yeah, I want you to write down everything. Girl, this feels so good. It's like awful, but like the little revenge demon inside of me really got a kick out of that. After you have your little list, I want you to read it, and I want you to keep on reading it over and over until you have such a feeling of ick inside of you that you're like, I can't. It's so funny that I came up with this idea because the ick feeling is like the ickiest turnoff you can have when it comes to a relationship. So you're just like generating this emotion in yourself so that you're able to calm down these little happy little angels in your head of like, oh no, but the time when we cuddled and when we first said I love you in the way that nope. We gotta bring some logic back on the table because right now you're very emotional and that's okay. You should feel that. You should let it go through you. Don't repress it. That's not what you should do. Just let it be. Just let it be. But you have your list, and it's important that you understand the reasons why you didn't want to be with this person in the first place. I'm trying to help you here. Do it. So after you have your first list, push that aside. Now bring out another piece of paper. And on this piece of paper, you're gonna title it My Dream Boyfriend, My Dream Girlfriend, My Dream Person, blah, blah, blah. I don't care who you like, okay? We're all humans, love who you want. Then, on this piece of paper, you're gonna write down qualities, beliefs, even hobbies, physical attributes, characteristics, personality. You're gonna write down what you want out of a person. What would be your ideal partner? And don't be afraid to set your standards really fucking high. Do not hold back. But I will say, don't put anything on there that you cannot offer yourself. If you do that and you have this list and you're like, okay, I don't even like check half of these myself. If you do that, you're not gonna feel good enough for this person and you're not gonna feel deserving of it. So put down qualities that you want in a person that you also get. If you notice that there are qualities on there that you'd like in a partner that you realize that you don't have yourself, that's a great starting point for, you know, focusing on yourself and growing yourself. Being like, oh, I want my guy to go to the gym like a lot and I want him to have like a great body. And if you don't go to the gym yourself, why would you expect that from your partner? Don't be entitled. If you want princess treatment, give him king treatment. It goes both ways, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I got a little off track there. After you have your list of good qualities, I want you to compare the two lists and notice how contrasting they are. Wow, this person you broke up with probably doesn't even meet like a fucking quarter of what you want. This is gonna make you realize it's all in your head. All of these memories, all of these happy, fun highlights is in your head. Yes, they happened, like obviously they're memories, but that's over now. And I'm sorry to be harsh, I really am. But tough love, baby. Tough love. It's gonna take some time, but you're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be fine. Let's get into point number 4. And I dabbled on this a couple times, but it is routine. So your brain, again with the brain, I swear to God, loves routine. What was the statistic? I think it was around 95% of your day is run subconsciously. Now this doesn't mean you're just like a little robot, you know, and you have like you're just like throughout the day. That doesn't mean that. It just means that when you're walking, you're not aware that you're not going like, okay, this foot, this foot, this foot, this foot. You're just, or when you're breathing, you're not like, okay, I have to inhale, I have to exhale. You don't have to think about these things in order to function as a human being. That is a routine in itself. It's a repetitive action over and over and over again, okay? Or just like getting up out of bed, making coffee, eating breakfast, getting in your car, driving. You don't think about driving, that's routine. Anyways, you get that. So now that you understand that a lot of your day-to-day is run in routines that you're just doing subconsciously, you were in this routine with this person where in the morning you probably texted them. And then when you got to school, you probably spent time with them. When you got home, you probably called them. At nighttime, you probably FaceTimed them. On the weekends, you went to their house or they went to yours. You see, like you built these routines over time and your brain can get, you know, it's really adaptive. It gets used to things super quickly. So when you cut that off, it freaks out. It freaks out. Because you have to understand your brain sees this as like an alarm system that something is wrong, something is different, and that means your life is in danger. The brain's really dramatic. It's really freaking dramatic. No wonder you're going through such turmoil inside of yourself. Because why did I do this so weird? Your hormones are out of whack. You're completely changing up how your day-to-day was. They say that time heals all wounds, which it doesn't, by the way. Like if you're going through something, like you should try to fix that through your actions. Time doesn't heal everything, but it does heal a lot of things. I do believe that, at least in my circumstance, and am sure in yours as well, the more time that passes, the more you're gonna feel better. This is also because you are going to create distance from this person. You're not going to be texting them every day. You're not going to be calling, FaceTiming, or hanging out with them anymore. Assuming that you guys don't stay friends. I didn't. I didn't even speak to him ever again. I mean, if that was him, I'd have a hard time getting over me too. But no, but in all seriousness, cut yourself some slack, really. Like, allow yourself to wallow in it, allow yourself to process, but after, you've allowed yourself, don't stay in this wallowing victim pit for a very long time. You have to get yourself out of it. The best way that I did this was actually getting into a creative activity that helped me process that emotion that I was going through. What that looked like for me was piano. So I made a song just about what I felt I was going through, so that I could kind of work it all out. And it was really about my head versus my heart and what different people were telling me and how I was just, someone commented on, oh, I got a new subscriber, so cool. Just kind of wrote a song about that, and that really helped me feel validated in my emotions now that I had it on a piece of paper and I could physically sing it out loud with like my piano. And it also helped distract me from getting into just like a lot of sadness and a lot of confusions. Like we like progress as humans, so I felt when I was doing this creative thing, it was help progressing my healing. And it did. I swear there's some aspect of getting into your creative feminine energy after and when you are going through something painful, such as a breakup. It doesn't matter if you're the one breaking up with a person or you were the one that was broken up with. Doing something creative that's physical will really help you a lot. And this doesn't have to look like a musical instrument if you don't know how to play one. I'm sure that there's other things that you're good at that are creative. The first thing that comes to my mind is art. Oh, God, so original, right? Oh, go draw a picture. Shut up. This could be cooking, baking, going for a walk, making a fairy house, because 17-year-olds totally do that. What? Decorating your room, going to Target and getting some like skincare. Oh, that was another thing that was big for me. I got really into my skincare and like my little rituals because I freaking love that stuff. So addicted to it. Doing something creative is really gonna help distract you. And it's honestly like, it's a good distraction. I think that there's negative connotations with that word, but it's really not a bad thing. Like distraction versus avoidance is, it's kind of wish-washy, like the borderline, but you're just giving food for thought, like not allowing your brain to just like wallow, like, oh, this is so sad, I'm so sad, like, should I get back with them, oh my god, like, shut up, I'm sorry, like, yes, process your emotions, but after some time, like, get yourself together, okay? And to my next point of why it hurts so much for you to break up with somebody is, and this is not going to apply to everyone, but it did for me, and it was the guilt of hurting someone that you really, really care about. To give a little bit of context for why I broke up with this person, I felt that during the time we were together, I never really knew about femininity and masculinity and what it meant to really embody your feminine energy. So I was constantly in my masculine energy. I was the one, I was like the go-getter, the initiator, the just like kind of the masculine energy, and he was more in his feminine. Like he'd be like putting his head on my shoulders and he'd be like, or like when he kissed me, he would like, and I just like, I fucking hated it. It grossed me out. It gave me the ick, and I felt like the guy in the relationship. And to be perfectly blunt with you, he was the nice guy. And I wanted a boyfriend, and he was interested in me because, you know, I never had a boyfriend before. I never really had a guy ask me out and like stuff like that. I really wanted to have that experience, and he was the first person that offered that experience. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And he was really sweet. We had a great, healthy 2.5 month long relationship. I broke up with him in probably the worst way, and looking back on it, I can realize how fucked up it was. But basically, I decided to do it at a football game because logically I was like, oh, well, he's with his friends and I'm with my friends, so he can just like go to his friends and they can comfort him and I can have a good night with the rest of my friends. So I brought him aside and I was like, oh God, this is so awful. Blue, I love you, but I feel like we're just going in different directions, and I think that we should break up. The sweet boy said, okay, I didn't know that you felt that way, but I respect your decision. Low-key golden retriever energy. Oh my God. And then he walked away. And when this is awful. When my best friend came to the football game, she saw him online and she didn't know that I broke up with him yet. She's like, oh, hey Blue, what's up? Do you know where Emma is? And he just like looked at her and like looked away. He was in the snack line. And then she was like, oh fuck, like she must have already done it now. Oh shit. And then when she told me that story, she was like, yeah, his eyes were all red. I think he was crying. I was like, oh God, I felt so awful because it's not like I had anything against him. I deeply, deeply cared for this boy. And I do think at one point I truly did love him. I think. I actually don't really know. It was a good experience. But because he was such a good person, I was racked with guilt. I was like, damn, I really care about this person, and I literally just went and hurt them. And that feels like shit. But honestly, as much as it did hurt him, you do have to put yourself first. Would you really want someone to stay in a relationship with you just because they were afraid of hurting you if they broke up with you? No, you wouldn't. I'd rather you break up with me than to pretend to be happy in the relationship that we're currently in. That's what I would choose. But that still doesn't make it any easier. Words are easier said than done. With this whole guilt thing, I was just like, I just felt really bad for a while. And I wrote about it in my song. Allow yourself to feel the guilt and allow yourself to recognize that, yeah, you did hurt this person, but at the end of the day, you always had good intentions for them, and you did it, I hope, in a way that you felt at the time was the best way to do it, because at the time, that's the best way that I thought to do it. I did try to be considerate of his feelings, but you can't not hurt someone when breaking up with them. Don't go and try to Google, how do I break up with someone and not hurt their feelings? What's the best way to break up with someone? Girl, there is no best way to break up with someone. You just have to rip the band-aid off. It's gonna sting, you know, when you first rip it off, but give it a little bit of time and it's gonna heal and it's gonna be fine and it's gonna move on, okay? It's It's gonna be the same situation for you and this person. It's okay. They will be okay. All right? Okay. On to our next reason of why it's so painful to break up with someone, and that is the fear of being alone. More specifically, the fear of being alone, and also the fear of not finding another person. For some reason, our minds like to think, oh my God, I will never find another love like this. I will never find, ooh, oh my God, another new subscriber, so cool. That you won't find a connection, you won't find another person that treats you the same, the blah, 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 the happy memories. You know what I was saying? Remember what I was saying earlier with the happy memories? Bitch, the same thing is going on again. Remind yourself. You know what? I will remind you. There are 8 billion people on this sphere rock thing that we're all on, okay? 8 billion. You think that this is the only person that's gonna ever find you attractive? That this is the only person that's gonna wanna pursue you, be with you, love you, care for you? Because you're fucking wrong. You're delusional if you think that this person is the only person out there for you. Get some logic in your head. The numbers speak for themselves. This person is gonna be fine. They're gonna find someone else that is better matched for them, and you are also going to be okay and going to find the person that actually matches you and that meets your list of requirements. I'm living proof, babe. Look at me. I went through this. I felt all of these things that I'm talking about, and I'm thriving. I look good, I feel good, I do good. I started going on social media, you know, I'm doing my shit. I'm in school, I got a job, I got coworkers, I got friends, I got family. I'm vibing. I'm okay. I'm good. You're gonna be just the same. Just have a little faith, have a little trust, and know that in due time, in due time, you're gonna find your person. I hope that this video resonated with you and that you feel like you're finally heard, because I did not feel that way when I was going through this, because I did not have a video like this. And I hope that you will accept my tough love, because it's logical. And honestly, when you're going through an emotional thing like this, the thing that I needed most was logic. I needed to know that I was going to be okay, and I needed to know that these emotions will soon pass. And that is exactly what I am here to tell you, because it is the truth. Please find comfort in that, because it will take a little time, but you will get through it, and it is all going to be okay. You're gonna be fine, okay? Man, it's been a while since I posted a video, but I'm kind of liking this whole nighttime podcast. I feel very, very good right now. I feel very energetic and charged and ready to take on the world, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'll see you later, my beautiful girl or boy.